talked about some cooking more and health changes that maybe motivated you to make. Curious from someone who's kind of had a picky diet for most of their life and what that kind of has developed into, I guess, how that's evolved over time or even recently. I'd be kind of curious on kind of what habits you're changing, things that you're ingesting, maybe even some specific things that you're doing consistently.
Yeah, I think it's just a perspective shift from almost still being in like that, like eating like an athlete era, and also being focused on like numbers, macros, and micros versus now focusing more on the source of the food. So, and I think this would be relatable for former athletes. Like I felt like I was always, I mean, I took nutrition classes and stuff. So I feel like I've always been educated on nutrition, like what macros you need, how you can do that throughout the day, like meal timing, micronutrients, vitamins, minerals. And I guess that was always my mindset, and focusing kind of more on protein. Like, am I getting body weight and protein, spacing that out throughout the day, with that being the main goal, but then also getting, carbs for energy and healthy fats, getting those micronutrients as well. And like I said, I'm a numbers guy as like a former strength coach and just someone who's always enjoyed math. So it was it's always been more about, am I hitting those macro goals? Am I hitting those
Yeah.
micronutrient markers? But focusing less on the source, and you can't really quantify source, if that makes sense. Like organic stuff that never, it just felt like it was just more expensive and not worth it. It's like, I'm gonna get my benchmarks, what I'm shooting for. I'm gonna track that, but I'm gonna get it however I can. So like when working in college, I had usually had access to like muscle milks and different like whey protein sources throughout the day. So, convenience, I would just do that, take that a few times a day just for convenience. Start with a morning smoothie, skim milk to cut down on fat. At night, usually cook something, but just like beef or chicken from anywhere. But that was really my only cooked meal. I would also do eggs, but I would use like just whatever the cheapest eggs were, and like bacon bits that came in the fridge just for convenience, any source of cheese. So again, just focusing less on the source and more so on just hitting those numbers, to where now, like listening to that episode and different rabbit holes that's taken me on, whether that's listening to them, they've also been on Rogan, or just listening to other people they've mentioned who've been influential to them. And also like her book, I've started reading that, Good Energy, so highly recommend that as well. But yeah, just focusing on the source and the benefit of more organic sources, more whole food sources with less ingredients, and we can get into why that's important as well. But yeah, just focusing more on a whole foods based diet while still meeting those numbers. That's still important to me, like protein and micronutrients and all that stuff. But getting more into, okay, where am I getting this from? What ingredients are included in this? Can I pronounce the ingredients in this? That's usually a good sign. And so, yeah, that's just one area that's pretty diet specific. There's some other stuff I've been doing, just getting down that route. But yeah, that's kind of where it started. And so, I guess specifics to get into that, I still eat like, I try to get protein like every 3 or 4 hours. So, morning I'll still do a shake, but I'll do kefir, recommended by Jaden, instead of regular skim milk. I'll do organic berries, organic spinach, and some other stuff. And then I'll do pasture-raised organic eggs later in the day with some bacon without any nitrates, or carcinogens. Is
Mm-hmm.
that the right terminology, Jaden?
Yeah.
and then a better source of cheese. So pecorino cheese, I think, is the one that was recommended to me by Jaden. And then another thing, like yogurt, I'm a big yogurt guy. I would always do Greek yogurt, and it'd be like super low fat. But now I'm doing more whole fat yogurt, flavorless. Which the first time I tried that
I
was,
was gonna say
I think I
that's
got some on my finger, and I tried. It's like,
little
oh my
sour.
gosh, this is terrible. It was like super sour,
Little
but
sour.
I mix some like syrup and honey in there with some berries and a little bit of protein. Do you want me to keep going? I mean, that's just a
Yeah, it's
few
great. No, it's
specific
perfect.
examples.
If more.
Let's see. I also do, for more convenience, I'll do post workout. I'll do Kodiak pancakes, which Jade and I have talked about. Are There's still some stuff in there that may not be the best, but there's still. I mean, it's less than 10 ingredients. You can pronounce all of it, and I mix some whey protein in there, and I'll do a beef stick without any of those bad preservatives. Epic beef sticks. Salmon bites are a good one. I'll do that for a
Really?
snack. Get some omega 3s as well as easy protein source.
Where do you
And
find yourself kind of getting all of this stuff? Like where's is this stuff that you're ordering online through different websites that you found to be good sources or different places shopping or curious on kind of how that's changed?
yeah, a lot of it's, I kind of recommend this approach for anyone. A lot of the stuff that isn't as like fresh, stuff that lasts a long time, I guess I will get off of Amazon and I'll just buy it in bulk. So I bought like 6 weeks worth of salmon bites, beef sticks, honey, syrup. Trying to think of what else. Yeah, just basically anything. Oh, the Kodiak pancakes, like stuff that lasts longer. I'll get them. It's usually cheaper online if you buy it in bulk. So I'll just get a bunch there, and then every week or two I'll go to like Hy-Vee, and it's crazy now when I shop. It's I always heard like the recommended of staying on the outside, never going on the inside, and that's exactly how I've been shopping when I get there. So I'll get like the kefir, the cheese, the organic spinach, organic fruit. I'll get my fruit, so I'll get bananas, pineapple, apples, and then I think the only other thing I've been missing is I get beef from Thousand Hills, so it's grass-fed beef. Jaden hit me up with the subscription plan there, so I get like 12 pounds. I'll do a half a pound a day, so that usually lasts about a month or so. So just had my second order of that. But yeah, it's just more Whole Foods based, and it's been a little more expensive for sure. And so maybe I can get more creative with different ways over time to maybe make that more affordable as I get more knowledgeable on this. But I think it's having a long-term mindset where I'm going to be ideally with these changes spending hopefully virtually nothing ever ideally on like healthcare stuff. So
Yeah.
obviously you know this with what your wife does, but stuff in like medical related, like medical bills are not cheap. So
Yeah.
just having that mindset of okay, right now it might be more of a cost, but over the long term it's going to be worth it. And I think that goes for a lot of things. I think being willing to spend more on stuff that brings you value health wise. I think it's just thinking of the long term benefit of that, where it maybe feels more expensive in the moment. But I think long term, you're saving yourself not only money, but also a better, higher quality life, which is pretty priceless as well.